Welcome to my show. I'm a guest here. Her name is Lourdes Alfonso. Mrs. Lourdes, how are you doing, ma?
I'm doing very well, thank you. And thank you, Timmy,
All right, and
Tim,
also,
for, for this opportunity.
all right, and also, thank you so much for the time and the opportunity, Mrs. Lourdes. Firstly, you are a passionate lifestyle coach. You are also a personal development trainer. Can you please, Mrs. Lourdes, discuss more about yourself and how you are doing currently now, Mrs. Lourdes?
Okay. As thank you very much for the introductory. I am a life coach, a lifestyle coach, and my products in the industry is really personal and professional development. So, and in that niche is for, I'm working with women in their midlife transition who are looking for change, and they are feeling stuck in where they are, and I am will be working with them for them to overcome their fears for change. Yes.
I absolutely also agree with you. It's not easy for someone to actually face a lot of issues in life, charms, and also pain as well. And to come in and actually be a middle person for such person to actually give them the positivity and also the energy they definitely deserve to actually continue to move on in life is such a profound and impactful area as well. Also, I would like to dive if you've written any book and if you are planning to write any book in the coming future, Mrs. Lourdes.
I haven't written any books yet. It is something on the back burner. Lots of people have been asking me about, starting to write my book, but I haven't done that as yet. I would like to develop my coaching program first and use that as a jumping board towards my writing later on. But that is not in the immediate plans.
Hmm. Thank you so much for the insight, Mrs. Lourdes. And that is why I would also like to drive to the point of invisible walls, because that is what many people feel they head back to the invisible walls. How do you think they can try their best to identify the limiting belief that quietly shape their confidence, career, and also relationship, Mrs. Lourdes?
They, but that's a very good question, and that is one of the many drawbacks with women, especially women who are feeling that they cannot move on because of their limited beliefs. And limited beliefs are really a result of society, it's a result of culture, it's also part of family when people are telling you what you can do and what you can't do, and other very other external forces that tells people in advance that job is not for you, this is not good enough for you, don't try this. And they always put in those barriers and blocks in front of you and not letting you as the person listen to their own voices, but they are trying to tell you what is good for you and not letting you make the decisions for yourself. And those blocks are things like you're not good enough, you're too old, uh, why you want to change, be happy with what you have. And it continues and it stays in their minds, and they build up that wall because of other people's opinions, not of theirs, it's other people's opinions. So when I give them the encouragement so they can, and the tools so they can rebuild their confidence and say, this is what I want, and not listen to the other opinions and other noises, but listen to their own inner voice.
which is not meant to be. We are all different people. And putting ourselves in a position whereby we are living by people's or other people's opinion doesn't give us the higher chance to understand ourselves better and also understand what we really, really want on earth. And that is why, as you as a person who is putting yourself in such position to actually guide them through and also put them through, to not put themselves in a position of listening to others' opinion, we should navigate ourselves, reflect on ourselves just like a mirror, and see what actually works for us. And
Yeah.
also, I would also like to dive to how one can also, or how the listeners can also try their best to recognize when fear is actually taking over themselves out of their personal power. Fear is often disguises itself as logic or safety because when someone wants to perform a specific task, they say, out of fear, I do not want to do this. Out of fear, I do not want to take this action. So, how do you think listeners can try to recognize when fear is running the show and take back their personal power, Mrs. Lourdes?
But first of all, fear is something, we are humans, and
Yes.
fear is something that we all have to face. We all have to face every day with any situations that all around us in every part of the world, no matter where we live. But fear should not be something that it dominates our lives. And when it dominates our lives, that is where you you would not be able to grow. You would not be able to move forward because you are stuck in this fear mode. And as I said, it's okay to have fear, but when it dominates you and tells you that this is you cannot move because of fear, it keeps you isolated. It keeps you stuck in in ways that you cannot comprehend why. So it's something that we have to break down those barriers. It's another barrier. It's another barrier of procrastinating, another barrier of overthinking, and you always have to be aware of what is going on in your lives and take back your power. Fear is not something to to empower you. Fear is just another emotion. And be strong enough to take back your own power and live. Yeah.
And I totally agree. Fear is one of the biggest thing on earth in our life currently. When we are scared and we are having the sense of fear, it won't make us to actually perform the right tasks or the right things that we are meant to perform to actually improve our life and also make our life more better in a very huge way. We have to take fear as right. We do know it is great to have fear at times, but most of the time we have to bring out the power we have within us to perform and also do great, great things on earth. And also,
Yeah.
I would like to drive to the point of someone who has spent years putting others first. As you said earlier, a lot of people are in a position whereby they put others first and they have to try to reclaim that power so that they can actually become someone that is more recognized in the society. How do you think they can try to rebuild their identity and boundaries without guilt or shame, Mrs. Lourdes?
Very good question, Timmy. Tim, I really interested in that question because when people given their whole lives to others and then they want to take back and say, okay, this time is for me. I've been helping others. I have been doing everything for other people, but this time is for me. Self care is not selfish, and the person who wants to take back that time for themselves and give time for their own self, that it should not be a feeling of shame or a feeling of, oh my gosh, I cannot, I of blame or shame. It's something that they're supposed to do. And even with setting up boundaries, when they set up these boundaries and said, I want to take back my time, time is for me, I've helped others. When you set boundaries, these boundaries are, they will affect other people. They will, the people who, when you realize that you have boundaries set, people will respect you more. They will respect you more and say, oh, I have to take her seriously, or I have to take him seriously, because you set those boundaries, and those boundaries, you live by those boundaries, and people respect you, your colleagues, your family, and people around you. So it's nothing to be ashamed of taking back your time. It's nothing about I want to take back my time and feel selfish about it. It's nothing about that. Set your boundaries and be assertive in what you're doing, and people will respect you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Lourdes, for this beautiful insight. Boundaries is one of the most important things that can help people to actually respect us, and also we as well to respect ourselves. Because when we do our boundaries, we know where we take things to. And also, if the other side also have boundaries towards us, and we put boundaries towards a certain point towards the other people we find around us, they will also give the sense of respect and dignity towards the area that we find ourselves on earth. And that is why we have to try our best to build that sense of dignity, respect, and also boundaries, which is very important for us to own ourselves and also build a life of confidence, not a life of fear or a life of other people telling us what to do. Also, I would like to dive to the point of patterns, because one of the things that keep people stuck with fear or procrastination are always patterns. So, how do you think
What?
listeners
Pardon?
can spot the patterns or habits that keeps them stuck in cycles of fear or procrastination, Mrs. Lourdes?
The patterns, as I said before, is really through their their society. That is what they know. They don't know anything else. Society, culture, family. Those patterns are they from childhood. They are embedded in their psyche. Look, girls not supposed to do that. Boys are supposed to do this. Girls will just um, be happy and get married, and you don't have to have an education. So those patterns has to change, and the only way that we can change them is to break those barriers and make a shift towards growth. And when you have a growth mindset, the growth mindset leads you to changes, and those changes will will change the patterns, will change the habits, because you are seeing things from a different point of view. You are seeing things from a different light. And by seeing and observing things from a different point of view and different light, it encourages you to learn more, to be a continuous learner instead of staying stuck in those uh, habits, of fixed habits of what was done to you as a child. And also, too, what I would say, have people around you that will support your new ideas, the new way that you want to think of. People around you who can support you and say, yes, this is a good idea, go for it, instead of trying to bring them down and say, no, stay where you are. Have the right supportive team around you, always.
And that is the main reason why we should have positive people, people who actually care about us, people who actually see us and who also embrace us as brothers and sisters. That is why we need them, because when situations comes in life, when triumph setback comes in life, they are the one that are always showing the sense of companion. They are the one that are always showing the sense of support. We do need them
Yeah.
in our life, because living a life of isolation would not help us, and embracing communities and help our people that can help us in a large way is also very necessary and important as well. Also, I
Yes.
would like to drive to the point of community. I do know you've really drive to those areas. Community or mentorship. What role do you think community or mentorship play in helping people break free from old conditioning and step into their full potential, Mrs. Lourdes?
Yes. Community for me is a big a big part in my program. The name of my program is Empowerment Pathways, and community is going to serve as the backdrop of my coaching program, because when people are sitting together or make a community, they will realize they are not alone. They will realize, oh, I have, I have a companion, somebody who I can talk to, somebody who can I can relate to. This is not happening only to me. I I can reach out to that person in the community without fear and without doubt, because they are all part of the community. It is a safe place, and community could be used as a safe place for people to express their feelings, to express their doubts, to express what is happening in their lives, and to get other feedback from people, from other women or men who are experiencing the same problems or the same um, doubts, and they will realize that they are not alone. By having a community is extremely important. You cannot do this alone, and community is vital.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Lourdes, because one of the greatest things that we've lacked in our time today is community. And we do hope that is something that we have to try our best to build upon ourselves, because community really helps us in many ways, despite the, we're not trying to listen to other people's opinion. We're not trying to live in a sense of fear. Instead, live with a sense of confidence. Community is very powerful. It shows the sense of us belonging to somewhere that can actually put us through when we are down, or when we are having situations that are more than a capacity as well. And also, I would like to drive to anything you think you could just release, or one limiting belief that you think could encourage others to let go of. And also, what do you think? And also, the new truth that they should replace it with, Mrs. Lourdes.
Oh, that's a big question. Uh, One of the things I will tell people who is listening, you are enough. You have to believe in yourself and say, I am enough. I am capable. I am capable. I am brilliant. Use self affirmations to make sure that you believe in yourself. Don't let other people tell you that you are not enough and you are not good enough. You believe in that, and you have that confidence that I am enough, I'm good enough. And what is the other part of the question?
The other part is, what do you think is one truth that they could also replace it with?
But the truth is believing in yourself and loving yourself first. When you love yourself and you love the skin that you are in, nothing else should be able to distract you, or to make you feel unwanted, or to make you feel that you are not good enough. Believe in yourself, and that is the most important thing. When you believe in yourself, have people around you to support that belief, to give you that encouragement. Tell people, the people I had in my life when I was growing up, I was I they told me, anything you want to do, you can do. And when somebody tells you that, you believe in that. Don't believe in the negative part. Believe in what is supportive and what is right.
Thank you. Thank you. We are always the ones that have the final say towards our life. We are the ones that have the final say towards the decisions and how we can also improve our life and also make our life a better one in a large way. We have the final decision and we are it should be in the position to use these things well to help us and to also become a better person in the life we find ourselves. Thank you so much for the beautiful insights, Mrs. Lourdes. And also, Mrs. Lourdes, there is a question I normally ask during the end of the show, Mrs. Lourdes, from our forefathers, from our ancestors. There are a lot of beautiful things that do exist during our ancestral time that is missing in our time today. If there is anyone or anything you would like to bring back to our time today, what do you think that thing will be, Mrs. Lourdes?
I I believe in God. I am a believer, and I believe that anything that is happening around me is is from God's
Yeah.
grace, and I thank Him every single day.
Mm.
And when I am feeling down and I have nobody around me to help me up when I'm down, I only speak to God, and He's my savior, and that is why I have this passion to help other women feel that they are not alone. And if they think that they're alone, they are not. I believe in faith, and people who have faith is it will take them and it will give them the release of the fear. Have faith instead of fear.
Right. Thank you so much, Mrs. Lourdes. To be honest with you, that is the beauty of the world we find ourselves today. The world is beautiful, and we have to try our best to use it more positively, embracing ourselves and showing the sense of empathy and kindness as large. These are the things that will help the world last and also help us to become more stronger and more impactful in a very, very huge way. I also want to
Yeah.
use this opportunity to thank you for the time, the opportunity you're giving to me today. Thank you so much, Mrs. Lourdes.
Thank you, Tim.
All right, Mrs. Lourdes. Have a wonderful day, Mrs. Lourdes. Bye bye.
Okay. Thanks again.
Right.
Okay.